What's up? This is the Hoppy and Super Rich Show. I'm Ryan Hoppy.
I'm Ryan Stuppridge.
And I'm Ryan Risky.
And if you want to call the show, it's not too hard. 630-785-2510. That is 630-785-2510. Or maybe you're a bit shy or a bit timid, but you want your comments to come to us live in real time. I'm on Twitter. Tweet me right now so I know you're listening. Like right now. At Hoppy Radio 893. What's your Twitter handle?
At Ryan Stuppridge, Stuprich.
What about you, Risky?
At rrisky16. And Super Rich, you can definitely tell you say that like 100 times because you say it so fast now. Stuprich.
Yep.
Yeah, he's so used to saying it.
Well, because sometimes when I say it, people think there's like an F in it or whatever, or like
people
a
cannot pronounce your name. They do Struppridge,
Yeah.
Stuprich, Super Duper Rich. Like people just can't get it right.
Right. You know, it's only eight. Letters.
Stuprich.
Right.
And no one could get it right till the last day. And not just even here. Everywhere in general.
Yeah, pretty much. It's
People
just
are like, how's that?
So that's why I always spell it out, just so they know that I can that they're able to find it.
Called you Struckridge.
Struckridge.
Stuprich. It's not rocket science. It's not like you have some Polish
rocket science is harder to spell, probably.
All right. So, last Saturday, before I get to everything that happened at jury duty, which wasn't much, but I have a few complaints.
Yeah, because I was surprised you got called for jury duty, because usually people are older when they get called for jury duty.
I was
but
the youngest person there.
Yeah.
I mean, there were a few hot middle-aged women there, but I mean... So, I did a rant last Saturday about how I think once a pedophile is found guilty, you should kill him immediately. Don't do that whole thing where you give them rights, you give them your own cell, because they don't get along in the public. Give them 23 hours a day of being in a cell and 1 hour for dinner. And when I put up this meme that said, we don't test on animals, but we let pedophiles live in prison, I shared it, and I said, like I said, once they are found guilty, they should be killed. And I first got a response from this girl. And I'm going to read a few of them just because, hey, it's what I do. If you talk smack to me, I'm going to read it on air, especially when you don't want to call in. So I try to get her to call in. And it was very weird because she was very fascinated with the idea of a pedophile. She was very fascinated with being a pedophile.
Yeah.
She said, a pedophile is someone who is attracted to children, not someone who acted on the attraction. That would be a rapist. No! If you don't act on something, that makes you asexual. When you don't act on something, that means you're asexual. We're heterosexual. There's people out there that are homosexual. There's people out there that are lesbian or transgendered. They act on it because they're attracted to that. At some point, a pedophile is going to act on it. If you're not going to act on something in a sexual manner, it's called being asexual. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I couldn't believe she defended it. Let me scroll down here. And I said, kill them anyway. They're too much of a risk. And this girl says, I feel bad for them. Being attracted to kids that they can't legally be with. How do you feel bad for that? Do you know how much that ruins someone's life? My mom knows someone who got touched by a priest. You're never the same. I've been watching the show Ray Donovan. One of the main characters, yeah, even though in the show he gets paid $1.2 million for being touched by a priest, the whole character is an alcoholic who can never be around girls because he's afraid of the release. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, people just saying it's nothing. It's just a handy-dandy thing, and you move on from it, from therapy, whatever. You're a kid, and you move on later on. No. This is something that affects you for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
You're an 8-year-old, and you're being attacked.
And then there's these people that are disagreeing with you. I don't quite get that.
Here's what they said.
Like, it's a very hard thing to disagree with. You know?
And I wasn't saying, okay.
If you're disagreeing with it, you're almost sort of for it, which I know that's not necessarily what it means, but it sort of implies that.
If you have a fascination with it, like you're fascinated with it.
Yeah.
I mean, I used to be fascinated with it too. I would read a little bit about Dahmer, but then I got creeped out. I'm like, okay, I'm going to go back to watching cartoons. Like, you'll go on his Wikipedia page, you'll read about it, you'll read the Jerry ski grand jury report, and then you go, okay, that's enough forever. I'm not going to read anymore. But if you're actually like into it and you read about it, I'm sorry, honey, that's a little weird. Here's the next post. It says, it's not a choice to be attracted to little kids, so yeah, I feel bad for them. If they act on it, then they are horrible people. They're horrible people either way. Like I said, kill them if they haven't acted on it, because you can't prove what they're attracted to in their head. That wasn't my point.
Except this guy's already been accused and he's already done it.
Yeah, and she was arguing the wrong points. Here's what I said when I put up this meme. I said, found this great meme via fan of the show and contributor Adam K. Kowalski. Then I said, as I have always said, once a pedophile is found guilty, kill them immediately. It wasn't like I said, if you're a pedophile, kill them. I said, once you are found guilty.
Which this guy is.
So if you're
most of them are found guilty.
So that goes back to her first point. She says, if you act on it, that would be a rapist. And then you'd be found guilty. Then you'd be killed. It wasn't like I was saying, if we can't prove it. We obviously can't kill you. We obviously can't put you in front of a judge if you haven't done anything or you haven't acted on it. Like, I know this is a happy, dandy way to begin the show, but this was ridiculous. People were defending these scumbag leeches, these dirtbags, these rodents.
People just want to disagree with you. That's just going to be the nature of it.
A lot. Okay.
I mean, you can kind of tell what some of the people say on your things. Like they just want to disagree with you to try to make you look bad.
It's a girl talking to me, but she goes, dude, if you were born a pedophile, it doesn't mean you were born a bad person. Don't make that assumption. Yes, it does mean you were born a bad person. And no one's born a pedophile. Something happens.
You become one.
Something happens in your life where something happens to you via a priest or a family member or a stranger, and something happens to you where it changes you forever. I'm almost positive you're not just born, oh yeah, I like to look at little kids.
I don't think so either. I mean, something in society has to change you.
If it's true, then I'm sorry. You were born a bad person. That's like saying Saddam Hussein wasn't born a bad person. It happened over time. No. In life, sometimes you're born a bad person and you need to face the consequences when you have victims you take advantage of or you kill people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry that you weren't born the next Mother Teresa or the next... I'm trying to think of another good person because I was going to say the Pope, but it's not
Gandhi.
Yeah, if you were the next Gandhi, okay, I'm sorry you weren't born that way, or some great missionary who does good work like my mom did for the for some tribe in Arizona, but that's beside the point. And she goes, there is a difference between people who look at kids on the playgrounds and adults who keep quiet. No one keeps it quiet. Because that would mean you're asexual. At some point, you're going to act on it. Right. I don't get this idea where you're defending pedophiles. Like, this argument didn't seem like real life. And I thought about it. I went, should I address this or should I not? I'm going to address it. I like this girl. I mean, I don't like her, but I mean, she seems like a cool girl. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't like her anymore.
What's up?
I mean, I don't like her anymore after what she was posting, right?
What I'm saying is, I'm not trying to begin any beef, but I have a radio show. I have the outlet to speak my mind. You had the outlet to say it on social media. I have the outlet to read it. When I said I like her, I have no problem with her. She's a cool chick. I don't care. I'm just saying, it almost seemed like she just wanted to argue with me.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to read it.
That's sort of what it seems like to me.
She goes, here's my favorite one. Do you have the Herbert voice? Can you do it?
I don't know. My voice is kind of cracky.
Here's what it says anyway.
Probably won't be able
Pedophiles, for some reason, have such a negative connotation because people don't know what it actually means. What? Being a pedophile means you are attracted to kids and you want to act on it. And if I were the jury system, once you are found guilty, you kill them. Like, there's no middle thing, you know what I mean? Like, hey, let's say you kill somebody. There might be a negative connotation. Even if you shouldn't have killed him, maybe he was making fun of you for years. Or maybe it was manslaughter. Or maybe it was self-defense. There's a way where you can possibly defend it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, even George Zimmerman. We don't know what happened with Trayvon. But there's no defending pedophiles. Like, there's no middle ground where it's like, hey, You know what I mean?
Well, I don't understand why anyone would even try to defend them. Like, they're like the word, they're the scum of the earth, and here they are just like defending them. Well, you can't say this, you can't say that. You can say whatever you want about them because they're awful people.
I know. And then here's my favorite one, too. And she put this in quotations. What if their urges can't be held back? What if a gay guy can't keep himself from trying to do something, I'm cleaning it, with a straight dude? What? How do you even compare that? That almost never happens, number one. And number two, if his urges can't be held back, then he's going to act on it. And then he will be found guilty, and then you should kill him. And she goes, you are saying silly things, Ryan. Oh, yeah. I'm the one saying silly things because I'm not the one defending creeps who attack kids. And I don't want to come on here and make you uncomfortable, everyone in the burrito world. I don't want to come on here and begin this 2 p.m. show as you're eating your Chipotle, relaxing. I don't want to make anyone at the school uncomfortable as they hear it on the overhead. I'm just saying this is a problem because we sweep it under the rug. When that whole Jerry Sandusky thing happened, or even the hot teachers who end up having sex with these kids, that's creepy too. Yeah, back in high school, that was like a dream. But now you think about it, it's weird too. Any of it's weird. And people try to defend it. And then here's the other one. It's silly and ignorant to assume they would act on it. They are just as aware of how wrong it is as you are. No, they're not.
Well, they might be aware that it's wrong, but they can't stop themselves from thinking about it. And they do want to. And if there was no repercussions for it, then they would all act on it.
Yes. And then here's the best part. To say they won't act on it, when you don't act on something, it's called being asexual. And if you don't act on it, there's other ways. How do I say this clean for the edge? There's other ways to consume it. There's other ways, you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So get the hell out of here, honey. I mean, you just don't know who they are. You're misunderstanding them. Am I? They're creeps who want to have relations with innocent kids who are just trying to live their life. I'm trying to keep it clean.
I don't think this chick right here is actually thinking how these kids feel about it either, how they would feel when it happens to them.
What if your future son was touched? I think you would have a difference of opinion, or even if a guy was trying to take advantage of you. Listen, I went on Rover's Morning Glory this week, my favorite show. Here's the thing. I used to talk to a pedophile because he was a guy that worked on Rover's show. We talked about it on the air. You can listen on my mobile app at Hoppy Radio or at hoppyradio.com. He was this guy named One-Eyed Bry, and he was an intern. He actually went to a certain radio school, and he interned for Rover when he was on WCKG in 2006. And they used to kind of have him, not being a punching bag on the air, but he got airtime. And when Rover left Chicago, I was so mad because I listened every damn day. So I looked up One-Eyed Bride Rover online. We began talking. This dude would talk to me from 10 p.m. till 2 a.m. as I was watching King of Queen reruns, Becker reruns, South Park reruns, Jimmy Kimmel reruns. You know what I mean? Like, while I'm being a kid, he would talk to me for 4 hours. And he would end every conversation as, I love you, Ryan. We need to meet soon. No, you couldn't kill him because that was just us talking. Maybe he did love me and he loved that I was a fan, you know what I mean? And he didn't mean it in any
I don't know how you could love someone when you never met them or even...
I'm just saying there might be a way to defend it and you can't prove enough to kill him. I'm just saying the idea of defending pedophiles makes me sick. And the second part about this guy was, this is really good. So he did this side podcast, which was like the after show of Rover. Like it was a fan base. I forget what it was called. I'm not going to even give them time of day. And they would break down his show. And their official sponsor was these breath mints that weren't approved by the FDA. But these were energy breath mints. Where when you took one, it was like a huge glass of Mountain Dew. So in middle school, in 7th grade, I took 2 packs of them. Almost had a heart attack. Sort of fainted where I was like walking through the halls like I'm drunk. And I had to go to the emergency room.
Well, I guess you don't love them anymore. Not after that.
Great memories.
Not after that. Not after he tried to kill you.
So all I'm getting at is the idea that you would defend a pedophile. I mean, what? Are you out of your mind? I get that maybe you're fascinated with it. That's different. We all are at some point. We look up Jeffrey Dahmer's Wikipedia page. We look up John Wayne Gacy's Wikipedia page. We watch those documentaries. But then we move on because we realize it's creepy as hell. You know what I mean? Here's the second thing that happened to me. This isn't about pedophiles. This is a little more lighthearted, maybe. So I get this letter in the mail 3 weeks ago. And I'm like, oh, God, did my license get suspended? It was from Cook County. I'm like, oh, God. Did I get a red light speeding camera? No, even worse. I got summoned to jury duty. And I almost didn't do this show if I would have had to do a case. So I walk into the Cook County Courthouse in Rolling Meadows. It's all right. They scan my things. It's all right. Now, the courthouse was reasonably warm. Like, it wasn't hot. But because it's a little cold out, a little chilly, they're going to have it be a little more warm. Like, it's not blaring in heat, but they're trying to make you comfortable. Especially when they want to make you comfortable because that might be the last time you see a public building before you go to jail, depending on the case there. So I go into the room where you all sit for jury duty. Now, you guys know I like being hot. Like, when me and Super Rich drive around, I like it hot. Risky notices that, too.
And I don't like it.
I'm the guy where I can sit in a hot tub for an hour. But
I think almost anyone could sit in a hot tub for an hour.
But then you get out and you feel numb.
Yeah.
But there's times when I drive home after sitting in a hot tub for an hour at the gym, and it's not like I'm driving home drunk, but I have to, like, slap myself across the face because I'm nauseous. Like, there's times I'll go to Speedway and get 2 Propels or 2 Gatorades and chug, and then I'm good. Or get an energy drink because that knocks the hell out of you. You know what I mean? But this room made a hot tub seem like a water park ride at Noah's Ark. It was so hot. Like, what the hell is wrong with you, Rolling Meadows Cook County Courthouse? Here's the second thing. They make you wait for 5.5 hours. And I didn't bring my DVD because I assumed, hey, if you're going to sit around in jury duty, why wouldn't you have Wi-Fi? Why wouldn't you just do us a little favor? We're being summoned. We're being paid a measly $17.20. You would think, hey.
You actually got paid for that?
$17.20. Not even a quarter.
Wow.
Nice.
You would think, hey, some of these people are missing their jobs that pays for their rent or pays for their kids' tuition. You would think, hey, maybe you could have the Wi-Fi on so we can go on Netflix, or at least they can do some work online. No. The Wi-Fi wasn't on. And she goes, well, or they didn't even have Wi-Fi. And when I went to the front desk, I talked to the chick. I was like, well, is there any way I can get the password? And she goes, no, sir. She goes, but we have this suggestion sheet. You can write for it. So I write, get Wi-Fi now. And I wrote my email and my name. And she goes, I hope it works. We get that every day. So they're aware that people want Wi-Fi. But for some reason, Crook County and the Rolling Meadows Courthouse doesn't want to do us a little favor.
I like call them Crook County.
Enough of you.
Coming up, the Hoppy and Super Rich Show.
All right, I just had to get it off my chest. Like, I don't want people thinking I was trashing that person that was writing it, but I was trashing her, like,
what she was saying.
Like, it made no sense.
Her thoughts are mixed up.
And she didn't even read what I said right. It's like defending a pedophile doesn't seem like real life. So what's coming up?
All right, the Dallas Ebola patient has died, and that was yesterday, so that's not good. Also, U.S. life expectancy is expected to rise to record highs.
I am going to be the guy who dies at 140. Like, that is my goal. I'm not kidding.
I think that'll be a little bit of a stretch, but...
No, it won't. All right, we'll be right back on the Hoppy and Super Show here on TheEdgeOnAir.com. After this, call us 630-785-2510. BRB.
The Hoppy and Super Rich Show.
This is an official broadcast of Hoppy Radio. For more info, check out hoppyradio.com and hoppysworld.com.